Welcome to 5 and 5 from the One Stop Co-op Shop, where I discuss 5 key elements of a game in about 5 minutes. I'm Michael Kelly, and today I'm looking at Marvel D.A.G.G.E.R, the 1 to 5 player cooperative adventure game from Fantasy Flight. And disclaimer that I was sent a review copy of this one. I've heard this game get compared to Eldritch Horror and Marvel Champions, both games I like. How does it fall out of the balance? Let's find out and get to the list. So my number 5 point is a bit of a mix for my taste, and that's focused on the variety of several elements in the game, especially the Nemesis. So on the positive side, there is a lot going on with the Nemesis and other elements. For example, they each have their own final fight, they each have their own unique events and things. And then on top of that, you get a wide variety of side missions, including bosses against elite enemies. And you've got 6 different sets of minions, each with their own abilities. But the thing that makes this fall to a mix for me, although it's leaning more pro than con, is that a lot of the missions end up feeling somewhat similar. A lot of the side missions don't have that much of an impact, especially the ones with this increased threat. And as cool as the minions can be, sometimes you just kill them really quickly, and their special powers don't come into play that much. But I'm up to a full pro for my number 4, which is the core action system. This is really clean and simple. On each player's turn, they use a single one of their little aspect tokens to go onto one of the action spots on their board. And first of all, this system keeps the game moving in multiplayer because each player only resolves a single action at a time, so there's almost no downtime. It's really a quick micro turns. Also, I like the detail of each player having one boosted action per round that lets them get different bonuses based on their aspects. And the fact that most of the heroes have one or more little action spaces unique to them just adds even more to the flavor and simple tactical goodness of the play. But I'm back to a mix for my number 3, and those are the dice checks in the game. On the positive side, it can be very exciting when you roll well, especially when you get the wild lightning bolt symbols, because those trigger the dagger abilities on the base matching your regions, so they kind of give you a double bonus for rolling well. But on the negative side, there are very few success icons, especially for the tactical and defiance actions. And that means that especially when you're rolling few dice for some heroes and their weaker attributes, that you might get absolutely nothing for your actions. That happens more than I would like. And wasting actions in a game like this is never fun, although I will admit that some characters lend themselves much more towards mitigation and rerolls and that kind of thing, so you can kind of tailor the luck to fit your taste if you want. However, the swinginess of the luck goes into my number 2, which for my taste is a full-on con, and that's the chance for the game to snowball. And unfortunately, this has happened in a large percentage of my plays. I'd say about 2/3 of them. In some of those plays, failed rolls and poor spawning and that kind of stuff led to several bases getting overrun, which then took away the dagger effects and just made things kind of snowball in a negative way. But more often, I've found that it's kind of easy, sometimes too easy, to just defeat everybody and leave the board very empty and even stun the villain over and over again, which can sometimes lead you with actually not enough actions to do and the board state feeling a bit stale. So the game is sometimes incredibly tense, but sometimes it goes into a place that isn't as exciting unless maybe you up the difficulty level or use some house rules. But despite that concern, I am going to end on a full pro, which is the combination and variety in the actual heroes and the actions you take. The game is consistently fun, especially in cooperative play. The game comes with a whopping 20 characters, which is ridiculous. And yes, they're sort of paired off with some cards shared between them, but still every single one has different stats, a bunch of different abilities, unique cards only to them. And when you add in the ability to switch out the aspect for your hero, it really just opens up things in a crazy way. And I found myself thinking about the game for hours afterwards, like thinking, ooh, maybe I'll try this character with that aspect or this character with that aspect. Now, it's not perfect, and it's not like every combination really works. Like some would be a little bit silly to try out. But still, I really, really appreciate, especially in just a core game without any expansions, the ridiculous variety in the heroes and superpowers and the cool, again, cooperative moves you can pull off in the gameplay. So overall, you might enjoy Marvel D.A.G.G.E.R if you like interesting tactical choices with your actions, if you like really good cooperation between players, and especially if you like mixing and matching different characters and bonuses to achieve different effects. But on the other hand, you might want to use caution with this one if you don't like dice luck, because sometimes bad rolls can lose you your entire action. And also if you want really clean, smooth balance, because right now I feel like the game can snowball in either direction sometimes. And to check in on that Eldritch Horror Marvel Champions comparison, it doesn't really play that that much like either. It's probably closer to Eldritch, but it completely takes away the narrative element to focus more on consistent tactical choices that might be better or worse for your taste. And if you want to see the game in action, see how the snowballing can sometimes take place, check out the playthrough I had from a week ago. Good gaming, everyone, and I'll see you at the next stop.